Good morning. Welcome to Cracker's Crazy Living. This is Tuesday, July 14th or 15th. I'm losing track of days again. I'm off for the summer for a few more weeks, and then I go back in August for school. So today I'm going to make my guacamole for you. I don't know exactly why I've been wanting guacamole so much this summer, but this is literally the fourth time I've made guacamole this summer. And I don't know, I think it's just because it's refreshing. I never really liked avocados unless it was really mixed up and stuff, but I like this recipe because it's got tomato, it's got garlic, it's got onion, it's got all kinds of really good stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's just not too strong in the avocado flavor. I mean, I like it, and I never used to. So I've got 5 Haas avocados. The recipe actually calls for 4. But I had gotten an extra one in case somebody wanted to just eat avocado on the side with their salad or their sandwich or whatnot, but it never happened. So I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to take my avocados, and these are Haas avocados. They're super ripe. They're on the verge of not being overripe. They're fresh. I don't want to say they're not fresh, but they're on the verge of being a little bit overripe. So I've often wondered if Haas avocados grow in Florida, because they grow in Mexico, but I wonder because the climate is similar here in Mexico, but I just don't know. I don't have that much experience on avocados to know that information. I'd have to look it up. They sell avocado trees, but I do know that there is a Florida avocado, and I don't care for that one. The Haas ones are very mild in flavor, and I like them better than the smooth, shiny ones. I'm in my new kitchen. We recently moved. Well, not too recent. It was in February. But we moved, me, my husband, and my mother-in-law, we moved into a new house because her house was ruined from Helene and Milton, the 2 hurricanes that we had back in September, October. So we're selling our other place, and we're here at the new house. Just gonna throw these away real fast. The easier I clean up my mess, the better. I found this recipe on Pinterest, but I've made it so many times, I really do think I can just make it without using the recipe. So I'm gonna grab a fork. And I'm just going to give these avocados a mash. It's easier to mash them a little bit. See, they're already turning brown on the inside because they're almost overripe. Give these a quick mash up. We're going to have this ate up by tomorrow anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'll go ahead and put my lime juice in now. So the the lime juice keeps it from browning the rest of the way. I can't really see what I'm doing. Oh, that one jumped out. All right. Get my lime juice. A little warm in here today. I just got done mopping the floor too, so I'm kind of hot. I have a brand new bunch of cilantro. If you don't have fresh cilantro, I suppose you could use dried cilantro. I've never tried that. I've always used the fresh. Might actually use some lime zest in this as well. I never do that either, but you know, we might as well change it up a little bit. So I'm just rolling my lime back and forth so it gets good and soft. This is a nice big juicy lime. I was supposed to zest it before I juiced it. I don't want a lot of lime zest, so I'll just use a little bit. Just zest this back of this lime here. Well, it's not that hard to do. Typically you want to zest before you juice. I don't want that much anyway. That's good. About that much. It's not much. Just a little something something to give it that extra zing. Yeah, that's a nice juicy lime. No seeds in these limes, so I don't have to worry about doing the, you know, making sure I have no pits. This one is still juicy. So that was the juice of one large lime. These were nice limes I got at my local grocery store. Give that a zap. Okay. Recipe calls for 1 medium jalapeno. I've got 2 little ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and use those. Now, if you don't like dealing with the hot peppers, you can wear gloves. Jalapenos, you can wear gloves. Just try not to touch your face or your eyes when you're dealing with hot peppers, because it will definitely burn. I try to wash my hands with some kind of really good hand cleaner to keep, because even if you know, use plenty of caution, and it's 10 o'clock at night and you make guacamole early in the morning, that hot is still on your hands. And you rub your eyes and then it's in your eyes. Excuse me. I think my allergies are kicking up again. All right, now I'm just going to chop up these jalapeno. If you don't want to chop them by hand, you could use a food processor or something to chop them up, a quick chop or something like that. But these are not hard to do, so I'm just going to bunch them together and just chop them up. I want mine diced up pretty fine. I don't want big chunks of jalapeno. Some people in my family don't even like jalapeno, but I put it in here and I put it in my corn dip. It must just give enough flavor to where it's not overly hot. It just tastes pretty darn good. All right, that's good. So 2 jalapenos, finely diced, chopped, whatever you want to call it. Now this recipe is a little bit out of the ordinary because it calls for 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And I think that's probably why I like it, because it's got other flavors in there. So I'm going to use 2 of these bigger spoonfuls, kind of like that. Put 2 of those in there. You can put a little bit more because I added that extra avocado. It calls for a tomato, so I have 1 medium-sized tomato. I think if you wanted to use Roma tomato, that would be fine. It's more of a meatier tomato. It's easier to get the seeds out if you don't want seeds. I don't care about the seeds, so I'm just going to slice my tomato and then I'm just going to chop it. I don't care if there's seeds in it. Some of the seeds are going to fall out of the tomato before I even get it in there. If you like them finely diced, you can finely dice them. I'm just kind of giving it a more than a rough chop, but not quite a really tight chop. My knife is kind of dull. I need to sharpen it. So there's a bunch of seeds right there. I'll just remove those right out of there. And the same thing with this one. It's just got a lot of seeds right there in that pocket. Get rid of those. See, I already touched my face with this because my cheek is burning a little bit. Must have been when I was coughing and I grabbed the paper towel. If you don't like tomato, you don't have to use the tomato, but it's not overly tomatoey because it's got everything else mixed in with it. So, you know, you don't really notice the tomatoes. My kids might, but they still ate it. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of the core. Let's pour that. That's a nice, pretty red tomato. It looks delicious. I got my tomatoes at Duttweiler's on Friday, and they were just a little bit green yet, but now they're perfect. All right, it calls for a couple of cloves of garlic. Fresh garlic is best, but I got this jarred garlic. I'm trying to use it up. I must have bought it for something, so I'm putting 2 nice teaspoons in. Yep, 2 nice teaspoons of garlic. Getting it. I'm going to use, I have a nice sized Vidalia onion, nice sweet onion. You can use any kind of onion you want. I like the Vidalia. Some people use the red onions. I've used scallions before. because I've had them. You could use your spring onions that are out in season right now. I see them in the stores. I'm just going to use half of the Vidalia. I don't even have my recipe printed out to see if I'm actually doing it correctly. My recipe's on my phone. I'm using the phone for the video. All right, let's get this onion chopped up. If you don't have fresh onion, I'm sure you could use dried onion. Just give it time to rehydrate. But I do like fresh onion in my stuff as much as I can. I always keep onions on hand. All right, that looks like a good amount of onion. I don't think I'm going to need all of the whole onion. It was a pretty large onion, so I'm only going to use half of that. All right. I'm going to use a teaspoon of ground cumin. Got to have the cumin because I made it one day without the cumin. I put taco seasoning in it. That's probably more than a teaspoon. It's probably borderline tablespoon. But you got to have it because I didn't have any. And I tried to use taco seasoning and other stuff to substitute. It doesn't work. Calls for about a half a cup of cilantro. Finely chopped up. Unless you like, you know, leafy herbs in your stuff. I like to chop this pretty fine. Last time I had about that much, my mother-in-law says, I think that's more than a half a cup, and I measured it, and because it was chopped up so fine, it was exactly a half a cup. It was amazing how I did that. All right, so that. Wow, that's some strong cilantro. Ooh-wee. Taking my breath away. So I'm going to switch utensils. Get all that off of that fork. I don't want to lose all my seasoning. Get a bigger spoon. Give me a wooden spoon here. I'm going to use some salt. I'm not putting black pepper in it because it's got all that jalapeno, but I am going to put a nice teaspoon or so of salt. Or you can make that to taste. And then we're going to give this a mix. I like to make this earlier in the day if I'm going to serve it as an appetizer at dinner. Or if you're going to use it as an appetizer at lunch or brunch, then I would definitely make it the night before. Because you want the time for all your flavors to blend together. Definitely want it to have it where you can have it blended together. I'm going to give it a taste. I need a chip. Hold on, I gotta go get a chip. Okay, you can use any kind of Tostito chips that you like. You can use scoops, you can use homemade, you can get any brand, any kind, anything you want. It's going to be easy to scoop your guacamole onto. So I'm going to get a chip. I'm going to try it. Nice bite. Cheers. Mmm. That's good. It is a little on the spicy side, but those jalapenos, maybe I should only use one. It's a little hotter than it normally is. I'm gonna have another bite. It's got plenty of lime juice. I think if it needs anything, it might need a little more salt. I haven't really disliked guacamole my whole life. My mother-in-law used to make it, and I would go, oh my gosh, I don't know how you people eat that stuff. I don't know if it's my age or if it's this recipe, but I was introduced to a really good guacamole in Venice at a restaurant with my daughter. We went up there and we had pork nachos, and they made nachos with all this pork stuff, and they squirted sour cream over the top of it, and they served guacamole in the middle in a bowl, and I nearly ate that whole bowl. And they don't even make it up there. They get it from Gordon's Food Supply. But I haven't been able to find the right one at Gordon's, so I got this recipe off of Pinterest, and this is the closest because it's got the garlic, it's got the onion. It's got everything I'm looking for. The tomato adds a little something something. This is definitely a keeper. I will post a recipe in the description box for you. I'm going to put a lid on this. I have these shower cap things. I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to stick it in the fridge and let it really kind of marry together. That's really good. It's a keeper. Thank you for joining me today for Crocker's Crazy Living. If you have not yet subscribed to my page and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share me with your friends. It gives me some exposure. And have a wonderful day, everybody. And I will see you next time on Crocker's Crazy Living. Have a great day. Bye.